Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Friday. Hope all of you having a great end to your week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, guess who's back in the news? The man, the myth, the legend himself, Nico Iamaleava. Clap it up. Clap it up. Good old Iamaleava. So we all know how terrible of a situation Nico has found himself in to start this season. The team he left Tennessee, they're doing A-OK without him. They're looking like a playoff team. Aguilar, he made out good on the deal. Well, on the flip side of it, dang near on the other side of the country in the West Coast, Nico, he started on the season 0-3 and UCLA sucks. As a matter of fact, they've already fired their head coach. It's bad, man. Really bad to say the least. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I made an entirely separate 16-minute video talking about this and I labeled it the worst situation in all of college football because I believe it is. Well, guess what, my friends? If you didn't think it was already bad enough for Mr. Nico, he now faces a new problem. This one is career-altering, and I think it's going to be really fascinating to see how he navigates it. I think what he's going through, it is an example of in life when things are going good for you and you're like, man, it can't get any better than this. Somehow, some way, it gets even better. But also, when things are going bad for you and you're like, man, it can't get any worse than this, it somehow, some way gets worse. You don't got to be a rocket scientist to put two and two together. Nico, he's on the wrong side of that. We're going to talk all about that. This topic is so important. It's the one only thing we're going to be discussing. I did look at the comment section on the recent video. This is the first comment I stumbled across. I don't even know I looked at it. I'm not even going to read this out loud. Are we for real? So when I clap, it's not with my hands. Sorry. Really? I'm going to ask you one question and one question only. We're getting into the football stuff. Are we being for real? I think I speak for everybody when I say this. That's enough in the comments. Let's get into this Nico mess. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I know exactly what's going on in Nico's mind, but I would like to assume there's a small portion of it that's thinking, I probably shouldn't have left Tennessee, and I made the wrong decision. Not only just leaving Tennessee, but it has a lot to do with UCLA. How do I put this nicely? They suck. He has zero supporting cast. He's not a bad quarterback. I don't care what anybody tries to tell you. His offensive line is trash. His defensive line is trash. Every position group, not good. They just don't have talent. You can blame the head coach all you want, but when you don't have dudes, you're not going to win. You're not even going to compete. I'll give some credit to UCLA because they saw it. They said, hey, we're driving this program into the dirt. We got to make changes. We got to make them fast, so we're firing Deshaun Foster. They fire him. I don't think anybody out there is arguing that he should have kept the job in the first place, but here's where things start to get interesting. When a head coach gets fired, all the players on the team are eligible to transfer within a 30-day window. I'm going to say this one more time. When a head coach gets fired in the middle of his season, the players, they have a 30-day transfer window. If that doesn't appeal to your interest, here's what should. And I think this makes it 20 times more interesting. If you got to ask me, normally, when does a head coach get fired? Earliest, halfway through the year, normally later in the year, right? What makes this situation so unique is he got fired only 3 games into the season. Why is that important for the players and Nico? Why is that relevant? Because if you play 4 games or less, you get to take a red shirt. So you see where your boy Matt's going at with this. Players for UCLA can now say, you know what? If they were playing, say you were a starter, I'm not going to burn a year of eligibility playing for this crappy team. We're not even going to win more than 3 or 4 games. So I'm going to sit out the remainder of this season, maintain a year of eligibility, and hit the transfer portal. That is a legit possibility. I'm sure some players on that team, I haven't looked into it too much, they are at least considering it. I'd be willing to bet a few are even going to do that. Do I blame them? Absolutely not. Why would you burn a year playing for UCLA this year? I get it as a competitor, you want to play, but I also see the other side of it. That now leads me to the main topic, our main character, Nico Iamaleava. We are talking about an individual, let me remind you, who already bailed on Tennessee when he had everything going right for him. So it's not absurd to think that he wouldn't bail on UCLA with everything going wrong for him. I think we can all agree on that. Before we go any farther, let me make this clear so there's no questions in the comment section or any confusion. I am not advocating for Mr. Nico or any of these UCLA players just to quit on this season and take the red shirt. Not at all. If you want me to be 100% honest with you, I don't care what any of these players do. It's their life, not mine. We just report on it. I'm just here to explain to each and every single one of you all their options and stuff that I believe they are already considering and talking about. And I know Nico's thinking about it. He's got to be. Every single time I talk about a situation on my channel, I try to put myself in that person's shoes and think about how I would handle it if I were them. Let's do that with Nico. I'm not going to talk about how much I would be regretting the Tennessee thing. Is that weighing on my mind? No, we're not doing that. That's in the past. You can't change it. But what you can change is the present. I'm not going to question his competitiveness. I don't know the guy like that. But I will tell you this. Y'all know it. I've said it on the channel for years and years and years. I'll continue to say it. I'm one of the most competitive people you'll ever meet in this life. So as a competitor, and I'm sure we have some other competitors watching this video, it would be hard for me, even if I'm playing on a terrible team, to shut it down. I want to play. I want to compete. But at the same time, I'm definitely considering it because you get an extra year if you do want to stay that long. I know he has dreams of playing in the NFL, but right now, I don't know. That doesn't look like a great possibility. There's also this thing called bad tape. When do you normally put out bad tape? When you're on a bad football team. You got to be cautious of that if you're Nico. Although he wasn't putting up Heisman numbers last year at Tennessee, he was putting out some good tape, and NFL teams like what they saw. I can tell you this much. They're not liking what they see at UCLA, and the main reason for that is because this supporting cast, they don't help them out at all. If it were me, I already know how I am. I'm not even going to act like I wouldn't. I would want to finish the season. But what I think would be best for me and what's best for Nico is to shut it down. Don't put bad tape out there. Hit the portal. Try to go to a better team in a real football program. Anybody that knows football, you know this. UCLA, they're not a real football program. I'm not going to go into that too much. We talked about it a little bit in the recent video. They are losing money. Don't even get me started on that. And a lot of people think, oh, well, UCLA, they got a bunch of NIL money. It's not what you think, buddy. Not what you think. But here's where it all gets wishy-washy. Reminder, UCLA is paying him $1.2 million. That's where he runs into some crossroads. You see where I'm going at with this? If he wants to keep making all that money, which I assume he does, he's making right at $100,000 a month, he has to keep playing for UCLA. I guarantee this, he doesn't want to, but he also wants to get paid. You also don't know if you just say, okay, I'm shutting it down, I don't care about the money, and you enter the transfer portal. Well, you don't know if another team's going to give you an opportunity or pay you $1.2 million, and they probably won't. Remember what happened last time? Tennessee was paying him $2 million. He went to them, him, his agent, and his dad, whoever. I know a lot of you are like, well, Matt, it wasn't him, it was his dad. The family, same thing. They went to Bobby Heupel and said, hey, man, yeah, you giving us $2 million to balloons, but we feel like we're worth more, right? We got you to the playoffs, so can we up the ante a little bit? Can we get $2.5 million? Can we get maybe $3 million? Josh Heupel, a.k.a. Bobby Heupel, said, nah, man, we're already giving $2 million. You can kick rocks. And they said, what? Nobody treats my son like that. You know what? We're going to go where we're valued. We're going to go where somebody's going to give us what we're worth. And Josh Heupel said, okay, there's the door. They walked down, and here we are. Well, actually, I skipped a step. Let's go back a little bit. They walked down the door expecting all these big-time schools to come hollering at Nico, offering $5 million, $4 million, $6 million. Remember Carson Beck, a.k.a. Timmy Beck? He got $6 million at Miami. That's what is Nico's dad's name? Is it like Big Dave or something? I don't know who it is. It's I can't remember his name. I think Big Dave is DJ's dad. But, Matt, shut up, you nerd. That is besides the point. They thought he was going to get Carson Beck type of money. They thought Nico was going to get $4 to $5 million doubloons. That didn't happen. Nobody even came after him outside of, I heard reports of Tulane, but they weren't going to give him $1.2 million, and UCLA. That's it. They just had to take what they had. We've talked about it countless times, but I feel like you always got to bring it up. He took a pay cut. So he went to a worse football team and program and took a pay cut. The ultimate lose-lose. At least if you would have went to UCLA and they gave you $3 million, what you wanted, you can say, I don't care that we're losing. I'm getting paid. I wouldn't even fault you for that. I wouldn't. It's a business at the end of the day. But that didn't even happen. You're losing. And when I say losing, I'm talking about you're losing all your games and you're losing money, or you did lose money. Nico's a decent quarterback. I don't care what all these Tennessee hate watchers and people in general have to say about him at UCLA. He's solid. If I had to grade him on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give him about 6.5, but that's it. And that's how teams viewed him leaving Tennessee. He wasn't even worth what Tennessee was paying him. So they were like, no, we're not giving this guy $2 million, or not $2 million, but $2.5 million. So if he were to shut it down, leave UCLA, leave all that money on the table, I don't think he'd get offered another $1.5 or $1.2 million deal. I don't see it out there. Who would give it to him? Maybe somebody would, but here's how these conversations go. Let's say, for this video, I don't know, we'll just say Kentucky wants him. You know what Kentucky's going to do? Their head coach, He's going to call Tennessee and be like, hey, how is it with Nico and the family? Josh Hyde's going to tell him, nope, you don't want anything to do with these guys, and that's going to be the end of it. That's why not just in college football, but in life, it is important to never burn bridges and have great relationships with people. You never know when you're going to need them. I did have a couple people send this to me on Twitter. There is now a, what would you call this? Like a graphic for Nico Iamaleava's possible destinations. According to Sports Illustrated Matt DeLima, I hope I'm saying that correctly, it's Vanderbilt, Texas Tech, and Miami. Ironically enough, two of those teams have the most money in NIL. Tech and the U. For those of you who don't know, the Red Raiders, they have that oil money. I think they have one of the most expensive rosters in all of college football this year. And Miami, well, they're paying their quarterback every single year $5 to $6 million. The Vanderbilt one intrigues me because they are going to lose Diego Pavia after this season. They will need a new quarterback. That's how they got Pavia out of the portal. And they're also paying him, get a load of this, $1.5 million. You can't even act like he's not worth it. He's worth every single penny, if not more. You could say Pavia is the most underpaid quarterback in all college football. I do understand Vanderbilt wanting him because, Vanderbilt's not going to get some five-star recruit. That's just not going to happen. But I don't think he fits into their offense. Have you watched Vanderbilt play under Diego Pavia? It's gimmicky, it's read option stuff, and that's not Nico style football. I don't know, maybe they'll coach around him and change the playbook up. They could do it, but if they're just going to stick with their offense, that's not a good fit at all. So then you got Tech and Miami. Out of these two schools, I think he'd fare out better at Miami. It's just such a quarterback-friendly offense, and it's more that pro-style offense. But is Nico really worth the $2, $3, $4, $5 million that Miami potentially would pay him? Let me know in the comment section. I'm not even going to answer that. I don't know. I don't. The reason I say I don't know is because I think at Miami, he would be a good quarterback. They'd have a good offense, but the problem is I don't think it would be enough, and the fans would still be pissed off at his performances because you got to think about who he's got to follow up. Cam Ward, number one pick in the NFL draft, and Carson Beck, who's looking like a first-round pick easily. I tell you right now, not even for a split second do I think Nico Iamaleava is on Beck or Ward's level. Not close. He's good, but Beck and Ward, you're talking about great/elite quarterbacks at the college level. What's pretty funny is I saw some Texas Tech fans in the comment section saying, no, stay away, we don't want him. He wouldn't even be a backup here. I'm like, dang. Does anybody like this guy anymore? You know what I think it is? He has rubbed a lot, or not even just a lot, probably every single college football fan the wrong way with how he handled the situation at Tennessee, and I don't blame the fans. I think in a couple of years, Nico's going to be an example. He's going to be the poster child for what not to do when it comes to transfer portal and NIL. Let's talk about this, though, before we end out the video. What if he stays at UCLA? Well, this one's kind of simple, kind of not. So he'll finish out the year. They'll go like 3-9, maybe. I don't know if they can win 3 games. But we'll say they go 2-10, 3-9. They're especially not making a bowl game. And he gets paid all of his money on to $1.2 million in total. Well, then what do? Do you re-sign our contract with UCLA? I don't know why you would. Or do you leave? From a financial standpoint, I would understand sticking it out this year. But staying another year, you're then talking about you're hurting your NFL chances. Because whoever UCLA hires, it's not going to be a really good or noble head coach. And this program is going to take, like, bare minimum 2 to 3 years to turn around. And by that point in time, you'll be gone. For Nico, here's my question. Do you really want to be around for the rebuild? No. You want to go to a team that is already established. I'll also say this before I forget. I have to say it every single time I talk about it. If it sounds like I'm taking up for him, I'm not. I don't feel bad for him. He's reaping what he sowed. He was in a fabulous situation in Knoxville, Tennessee, and he left. This is like dating prime Kate Upton, and you're like, she's cool and all, but I'm going to see if I can find better. What? You big dummy. It doesn't get any better in prime Kate Upton. Many more things I could say, but we're going to end it off here. I'm curious. Let me know what you would do if you were in Nico's shoes, but